I'm honored to speak to you tonight, representing, in some ways, both northern New Hampshire, where I live and work, and the small cultural nonprofit organizations that partner with the Humanities Council in a mutual effort to engage citizens of all ages in every community in the Granite State. I have to begin with a confession, and actually Byron laid the groundwork for me. In creating and presenting cultural programs, I have always been absolutely terrible at separating the arts from the humanities. The rule of thumb, if you're doing it, it's the arts. If you're talking about it, it's the humanities, simply does not apply. Their roots are deep and intertwined. What I think matters is this. Together, the arts and humanities are the fuel of our souls, propelling our investigation of and reflection on the wonders and terrors of what it means and what it can mean to be human. I grew up in Canada, and after living all around the United States, came to New Hampshire in 1981. Some of you will remember that was the year that New Hampshire Public Radio was born. The State Arts Council, founded in 1965, was already old enough to drive. And the Humanities Council, founded 10 years later, was just graduating from kindergarten. I had moved from urban to rural, from prairie to mountains, from the New Democratic Party, that might be a bit of an obscure reference for some of you, to live free or die. I had a lot to learn. When Kathy Mathis asked us to pinpoint the moment that we knew that the humanities were in our DNA, I realized I couldn't do that. The humanities have been embedded in my life from well before I understood the term. But I can pinpoint the moment when I first came to truly understand the Humanities Council and its work. The moment arrived almost 20 years into my New Hampshire residence in 2000. The new millennium was upon us, and the Arts Alliance of Northern New Hampshire had committed itself to a new approach. We would no longer serve only as a link among organizations, but rather reach out directly to our communities through programming. We began with music, continued with traditional arts. Then it was time to move to my love, literature, to reading and writing. We planned a pilot venture with New Hampshire writers, some of them are in the room, offering programs in libraries, community centers, and schools. We turned to the Humanities Council to ask for advice and then for help. That's a euphemism for money. Amazingly, they said yes. That first grant allowed us to try a variety of approaches. We decided to offer our first Right Now conference for teachers with Don Graves, one of the greatest humanists I've ever known, as the keynote. Don's premise in his work was simple and revolutionary. He believed, as we've heard tonight, that every person has a voice. Rather than tell children how they should write, we could observe them in the writing process, ask them about it, and learn from them. Teachers could write and learn along with their students. We hoped, through our work with Don, to give more North Country teachers the skills to help students think and write about what had meaning for them. Children who did this would learn, at some level, that writing is a form of liberation, a way to get ideas out into the sunlight and to watch them soar. An idea that can be expressed is an idea that can be shared. And that is the essence of the humanities. I'll never forget the energy in the room of the old Profile High School in Bethlehem at our first conference. Now Don is gone, but his inspiration lives on. Right now, the conference is dedicated to him every year, and it continues to flourish. In 2015, more than 400 teachers attended from 8 states and 3 Canadian provinces, and we've already sold out next year's conference in April of 2016. Better than anyone else I've ever met, Don Graves could simultaneously acknowledge, praise, and validate teachers for what they already knew and did, connect them with what they hadn't yet discovered, and inspire and excite them about what they could learn. He gave them the courage to take risks alongside their students. I realized as I was thinking about today that what Don taught me was actually a framework for all the humanities work that has followed. Look at, listen to, and appreciate what people, children, teachers, everyone, already know and what they care about. Connect them through encounters with humanists and with artists, with ideas that they haven't yet discovered, and provide them with the opportunity to reflect on those ideas together, develop their responses, and share them. Since that first grant, I've had the privilege of working in many ways with the Humanities Council and with its extraordinary staff. I still wake up every morning thinking about the next project and new ways we can bring cultural understanding and creative excitement to our region's residents and visitors. I'm so glad and so grateful that the Humanities Council is there, a wise, strong partner to help us move this vision toward fruition. Thank you, Humanities Council, for getting it. Cultures, arts, humanities, they're all one, and they really are for everyone. Happy 40th birthday, and many, many happy returns.